So, you're thinking about becoming a cop in 2025. Maybe you want to serve the community. Maybe you're drawn to the excitement, or maybe you just like the idea of a stable job with benefits. But is it really worth it in today's world? Let's break it down. My name is Mike. I'm a detective in the state of Texas. Prior to moving to Texas, I was a deputy sheriff out in Central California. First, let's talk about the good stuff. Law enforcement isn't going anywhere. So long as there are people willing to do harm to others, or so long as there's idiots in the world, cops are going to be needed. It's a job that has steady pay, health insurance, and it's one of the few careers left in the world that still has a pension. As far as actually getting the job, this is actually one of the best times. Here in 2025, you see agencies competing left and right to try and get qualified individuals to apply. Unfortunately, law enforcement's not the glorious job that a lot of people once thought it was, and less people are applying. This is a job that's in high demand, and unfortunately there's just not enough of good cops to go around. There's those that do want to work it aren't qualified, and those that are qualified don't want to work it. So with that comes the opportunity. Everybody's hiring, and with that they have to compete for those officers, and what that means is higher salaries, better benefits, a lot of perks that law enforcement didn't used to enjoy, from facial hair to visible tattoo policies to load-bearing vests. There's a lot of perks that a lot of departments are starting to apply to those jobs to try and entice officers to apply, whether they're laterals or fresh out of the academy. Another perk is all the opportunities. So when you first start out, you're going to be pushing a beat. You're going to be on patrol. You're going to be doing traffic stops, taking theft report, and all the less glorious things that everybody's got to cut their teeth on. But as you get a little bit further on in your career, you can start to specialize. Some of those opportunities are K9, SWAT, UAVs if you're into flying drones. I used to do that back when I was in Cali. You can be a community-based officer and interact with the community more. Those who are looking for slightly slower pace but could be very dangerous, and school resource officers and work in the schools and get to interact with kiddos every day. Beyond that, you can get into investigations like I did here. Now that I'm in Texas, I've decided to become a detective. And then even within detectives, when you get into a larger agency, you get to specialize. You want to work special victims units, you want to work sex crimes, you want to work property crimes, auto theft, narcotics. There's so many options out there for you to choose from. I know this is kind of cliche to say, but one of the reasons that I became a cop was because I wanted to help the community. If that's something that you're into and you have always been drawn to the call for service, then this is a rewarding career. If you genuinely care about helping people and improving your community, policing gives you a real chance to do that in a way that very few other careers will. Another perk is it's something different every single day. You're never doing the same thing. Even just going call to call, basic traffic stops, every call is going to be different. You get to do something different every single shift. Even repeat things like traffic stops. Every one of those is different. Calls that start out as just a whole bunch of nothing, you're thinking this is BS the whole way, end up being something crazy. One example I can give is I was in a shooting a few years ago, and what I was doing right before that shooting call came out was taking a report of somebody who put their wallet on the top of their car and then drove off. You know, if sitting behind a desk and typing or looking at a computer screen all day isn't for you, you know, you're gonna have to look at a computer when you're in your patrol unit, but you're not stuck. You wanna go out and interact with the community. You have that opportunity. You can drive around, do those things. You choose to target narcotics that day. You can go to the high drug areas. You want to deter retail theft. You can go to the shopping centers, prevent the burglaries of motor vehicles. There's just an endless opportunity of things that you can do. Cops are under a microscope these days. If you are one of those people that can't handle the pressure of being scrutinized, this is not the job for you. Every move we make is recorded, whether it's on our body cam, our dash cams, or in the public. You're going to be recorded. This is one of those careers that they will demand excellence, and you must rise to that occasion, or you make this job harder on the rest of us that try to do the right thing. Possibly the most stressful thing about this job is the physical and mental toll that it takes on us. Shift work, working long hours, mandated overtime, going from call to call, high stress situations. You show up, to a domestic, you show up to just any physical altercation, and your stress level's high. You're ready for a fight. You're ready for what could come next. You're ready to have to defend your life. And then you show up, and it ends up being nothing. It ends up being said, she said, and parties are separated. You're good for the day. And that constant up and down of your adrenaline, it takes a toll on even the best of us. And you have to be careful not to take that home with you. It brings that stress to your family. So that's one of the other things I always try to make sure I tell people is have a support system at home. If you don't have that support system, you've got a spouse or kids or whoever it is that does not support you, this job will eat you alive if you allow it to. Have an outlet. So as we discussed, as one of the pros is everybody's recruiting. But the reason for that is we're all short-staffed. I can't think of a single agency that is at capacity. We are constantly searching for the right people that want to do this job and do it the best they can. And so with that shortage comes mandated overtime, people in specialties being pulled from their work and have to go push a beat because patrol is the backbone of every department. And when we have those mandated overtimes and things like that, it's because we're running short. And this is one of those jobs where not having enough people makes it inherently more dangerous at work. Another thing that we have to deal with is the constant change of laws and policies that constantly make our job more difficult, or not necessarily more difficult, but make us adapt and change what we've been doing for years. This is one of those jobs you're never going to stop learning. You have to continuously make yourself better each year, each month, each shift. You have to be better than you were before. At the end of the day, it all depends on you. If you're looking for stability, excitement, and a career that actually has meaning, this could be a career path for you. But if you're worried about the stress, the public perception, the personal risk, your family and friends not wanting to be around a cop, you might want to explore other careers in criminal justice or the public sector, just not in this field at all. So, should you become a cop in 2025? It's not an easy yes or no answer. Think about your personality, your support system, your goals, and your ability to react in high stress situations. If you're still interested, talk to the current officers in your area. Go for a ride along. Ask them what the job's like. Get a real sense of what you're getting yourself into and truly understand what you're signing up for. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you considering getting into law enforcement? What's your biggest concern? And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss the next video. Stay safe and know I've always got your six.